Good morning, and it's time for our special edition of Inside Oakwood with Dr. Leslie Pollard. He is here with us with his special guest. In the studio, we have also Cheri Wilson. We have on the phone Emile Parker and Paula Smith-Howard. They're with us for this special edition of Inside Oakwood. Good morning to you, Dr. Pollard.
Hey, good morning, Donna. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day to be alive.
Yes, it is a beautiful day to be alive. It's a little sunny. You got a little sun out there.
A little
today.
bit of sun. We survived the storms last evening, I think. Right?
Yes, we did.
I
We
don't
did
know
survive,
how
but
much
not.
damage was done, but
Yeah, Mississippi didn't do too well.
Oh, it didn't.
No,
I'm
Mississippi,
so sorry.
it's Soho, Mississippi. They were hit pretty hard with the tornado. I haven't checked up to find out if they're, about injuries or anything like that. But yeah, I understand that they were hit pretty bad.
Well,
but we did pretty good.
And we're grateful, but we also send our love and prayers and support to all of our listeners in Mississippi because we do have them there.
Yes, we do.
So we're so sorry.
Yes, and we're praying for you. That's who we're praying for today. So listen, we are praying and thanking God, though, that we made it through virtual alumni weekend.
Virtual alumni weekend. Who would have thought, Donna, who would have thought 53 years ago, which is when the first alumni weekend took place?
53 years ago.
1967,
Wow.
according to Dr. Merv Warren, our local historian,
What?
in the book of Vision Splendid, I think it's on page 207, the very first one took place in 1967.
Oh, my goodness.
At a hotel that doesn't even exist anymore. Called
hotel?
The Carriage Inn. The Carriage
I remember the Carriage Inn, yes.
You grew up here.
Now, it was on the Parkway, right?
It was on the Parkway.
Yes.
It was on the Parkway.
Yeah, and I believe they had I remember there was like a red roof or something.
Yeah, like a wagon or something like
yeah,
that.
out there. Yes. Oh, wonderful.
But we're grateful, though. That was 53 years ago, and now today, 53 years later, we use complete technology, technological delivery of Alumni Weekend, and we learned some things. We had some glitches, as we can have with technology, but overall, on total, it was just an overwhelmingly affirmed and positive experience for all of our alums and supporters who were tuning in and listening to the sermons and the music and everything. It was just wonderful.
I especially enjoyed Friday night. We got Emile is on. Everybody, we're talking together today. So if you want to jump in, you can do that.
Yeah, today's like a talking festival,
yes,
right?
Yes, so we want to review our weekend. So we have Emile Parker on the line. We have Paula Smith-Howard, who was an Oakwood alumna. She attended in 1972 to 1975, so she's the class of 1976.
Oh, good.
How are you doing? Good morning.
I'm doing wonderful. All in.
Yeah, Paula, we all are. We're all in this morning.
Everybody's all in. Yeah, so it was a time we got together to celebrate. But how do we feel? How are we feeling about that? Do we feel as though we really connected?
I'd like to hear what Paula says because, we were in the trenches, right, on delivery. Those of us who are working here on campus, Emile and Cheri and I and others. And we want to mention that I think Cheri too. I don't know if we mentioned Miss Cheri Wilson, who's in the studio, socially distanced, et cetera.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
She's
but
being quiet.
but we were kind of in the trenches, so we didn't experience it as the receiver. So that's why Paula being here this morning makes such a difference. We need to hear another voice who was on the receiving end of what we were trying to offer.
So Paula, how did you feel about the virtual alumni weekend programming?
Well, I'm going to say that, yes, of course, I was all in viewing the program offerings and that I tuned into on Friday evening and the program scheduled late afternoon for Sabbath. Upon reading the announcement shared with me for the programming of the services and prior to tuning into the view of the programming, I wondered what the virtual experience would be like.
Wow.
After all, who ever heard of a virtual OU alumni weekend?
Right.
Half the experience of OU Alumni Weekend is always, up and personal with classmates you haven't seen in years. It's the excitement, the joyful experience that goes along with coming there. Well, naturally, not one would have to wonder how to have that same traditional experience on a virtual OU Alumni Weekend.
Yeah.
Even if you could not attend a regular Alumni Weekend, technology allows you to directly tune into a service, see and hear the crowd interactions. But virtual, well, I wonder what was this really going to be like. Okay? I just couldn't imagine. Well, with a bang, the OU 2020 alumni theme, Remember, began with those anticipated speaker dynamics. Just as Dr. Braun Jacobs tied the present worldwide pandemic situation with the introspective thought for us to all ponder. And as I paraphrase here, are we really ready for Jesus?
Right.
Do we hear his call? Are we wise in knowing the deception, preparing for persecution, and prioritizing what God asks us to do? Share the gospel of Jesus with others, not just noting the signs. After all, now is the pre-test. The real test is yet to come.
Right.
And we must all have the faith of Jesus.
Right.
Now, Paula,
Then,
Paula.
Yeah.
Yes. So as you experience, yes, and because I want to get all the speakers in today, and so tell me, no, because we got quite a few people here who'll be speaking, but your testimony is important, and it's encouraging, and it reflects the Oakwood spirit. It reflects the Oakwood spirit.
Oh, yes.
So how did you at the end? Let's go to the end. So what was your takeaway? I mean, none of us have ever done this before. So what was your takeaway? How did you experience? What was the experience like for you?
I was glad for the experience. I was glad that OU attempted it. You were successful. Yes, there were glitches, but those are, we have glitches in everything.
Sure, absolutely.
And it reached so many people. It was a new experience. We don't like change all the time, but, it was a good change.
Yeah.
A positive change.
Yeah.
And all in is something that I'm going to always remember. All in. We are always all in.
Amen. Donna?
So, Dr. Pollard, we know what prompted us to go to the virtual alumni weekend with COVID-19 and everything, but how did that process come about where we actually did it and were successful in doing it? I can imagine what the background stuff was going on and how you pulled it together.
First of all, I want to thank everybody who helped pull it together. The entire A&D team, OUBN, IMPR, everybody, alumni relations, everyone worked. I mean, on Sabbath, it felt like a work day, really.
Yeah,
I was exhausted by the end of the day.
Really?
Yeah, I was mentally, I think the others feel the same way. We were mentally exhausted because we were having to make the adjustments in real time. We were doing adjustments in real time on this. But I think once it was clear to us that the coronavirus around March 10, 11, 12, that this is going to be here for a while, that it's going to be extended and it's going to be pervasive, then we had about 2 or 3 decisions we needed to make. We needed to make all special event decisions in our task force. And one of those was, do we do graduation? Well, do we do alumni weekend in the order in which they would have come? Well, let's go back. Do we continue school March 20? Do we then move on to alumni weekend? Then and then do we do graduation and then camp meeting? All these are huge events, and they come within very quick succession.
Wow, yeah.
So our team, as we all convened and got together and started thinking, I assigned the team a task, the A&D team, and they can tell you about it. I said, okay, so give me a local alumni weekend that doesn't bring everybody to Huntsville.
Right.
You all remember that?
Oh, wow.
And they spent, Cheri can tell you,
that.
she led that discussion. And she could tell you that
Come on, Cheri.
that was
Yes,
like that flew
very...
like a flat balloon.
What did you think about that when he said that?
Well, you have to remember, every day was different with the, increasing restrictive public health orders and the disease spreading. Everything was changing every day. But when we met that last time, it was a heated discussion because we don't want to disappoint people.
Right.
We know they look forward to Alumni Weekend with fellowship and connectivity and worship and music. So we had 3 choices: postpone, modify, or cancel. And of course, postponing when, because we have to plan for next year. And then, modify, how are we going to modify? And we couldn't restrict people. If you have a modified version in the church or online, at the time, we didn't have as many restrictions on numbers of people. How are you going to restrict people from coming? Because if they find out it's happening in the church, they're going to come. So we just decided, as Dr. Pollard has often quoted from the book Essentialism, if it's not a clear yes, we've got to say no. And it's all based on the safety and health of our alumni. So that's how we we started making our that's how we finally made our decision. It was a clear no. It was not a clear yes. It was a no. And we wanted to protect our alumni, and we were disappointed. Our alums were disappointed, but in the end, it was the right thing to do. At the time, there wasn't even one case, and now we have thousands of cases.
That's right.
In Alabama.
That's how quickly everything has changed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So and so I guess, how did you all feel about it? Because this is new technology, new platform. Did you even think you could pull it together? Come on now.
Oh my goodness, we have such a fantastic, wonderful, skillful team that pulled it together in less than 3 weeks. I mean,
3 weeks.
We asked the Aeolians to get their thing together in 3 weeks. You know, Chantilly, I mean, just the greetings from the Take Six. Forgive us for our bloopers and our boomerangs.
Right. We had those.
I remember
and our technical difficulties, but it was all, to do the best we could with a short amount of time. And I think that by the comments on Facebook and all our platforms, there were more than 40,000 viewers and thousands of comments. I think that people had a good time connecting, engaging, and worshiping and remembering, their experience at Oakwood, and that we shall overcome, and there will be a better day.
Right.
There will be a better day.
Amen. Now, Emile, you're sitting there, and I know you have a lot to say. Come on, Emile, because this is your.
Well, actually, everybody's kind of stolen my thunder.
Come on now. I don't see that. That's not possible.
It's all good. What I'm hearing from a lot of our alums, and I've had so many phone calls, and a lot of our alums have just text me and inbox me and all of that. And what they have just overwhelmingly said, it was just an excellent job. Even though the team kind of knows we had a few flaws here, flaws there. But guess what? This was the first time we ever did this.
Right.
And so what was exciting about hearing the comments, and what I was really excited about when I heard these comments, they were generational. Even my son, who's a millennial, I mean, for them to be so excited and engaged with the whole weekend, that warms my heart. It really does, because it's not enough to engage one generation. You gotta engage all the generations of alums across the board. If you do that, you will have a healthy and engaged alum for years and years to come. So I was excited to hear that in a large way. And then, like Cheri said, all of the music, the music was just amazing. And you know what? Everyone expected that.
Right.
And I believe that God delivered that platform in a way where we had our music that we're accustomed to.
Right.
So I'm just I was just glad that a lot of the things that we did came off and it was received by all our alums. I'm just really excited. And what I found out too is some of my honor classes, they raised almost $60,000 moving up to a homecoming. Wow. But what's great about it is many of them are saying, well, we didn't finish our goal, and we're determined. We're still wanting to give. So you got your 1980, 1975, 1985, and all these classes that are still wanting to raise money for their reunion. They couldn't be together, but they can be together as they give.
Wonderful. Now, we do have a few people online, and as you all have said, you've seen really positive comments online. I'm seeing some very positive comments right now from George Johnson. He says, kudos to university for making these types of decisions. Interesting times in higher education. He's at Claflin University now.
He is, and doing a great job over
there. Yes, he is.
Hi, George.
That's huge.
Also,
Hi,
Angela.
George.
Yeah, everybody's saying, hey, George. Angela F. King. She says, in 1904, Ellen G. White said, it was in the providence of God that the Huntsville School Farm OU was purchased. God has had his hand on this institution from the start, taken from last day's events. God bless OU always.
Amen.
So we're getting a lot of very positive comments online as well. So, but Emile, you were talking about giving, and so that's a great way to talk about this all-in campaign. How did that... what is the all-in campaign that everybody's now saying? It's a catchphrase now.
Well, one of the fascinating things about the All In, we wanted it to be one that people, even in these tough times, even in these challenging times, where we made the amount that everybody can get engaged at about $20.20. And if you felt the Lord bless you even more, that you could give more. Mm-hmm. But putting that level, that level out there, you had a lot more participation, I believe. Mm-hmm. We don't know our numbers yet, right. But the thing that I love about the All In is that it had a generational appeal to it. Mm-hmm. Even if you were having tough times, everyone could do that $20.20. And people I know are still wanting to give, and that's out there. It's available for them to do that.
So Cheri, is that what you really wanted to do, to really market, or or target all age groups with this campaign?
Oh, most definitely. All In, we started first talking about the alumni, to their alma mater, and then it increased to friends. We've had children all the way up to seniors giving, and we really, really appreciate it during these times. Every year we send out a message to give to the annual fund, which helps the institution, and for scholarships for students every year. So this is no different, but we are very sensitive to the needs of people in their own homes, losing jobs and family and health and all of that. But we are encouraging all of our alums to jump right in and give what you can.
Right.
Give what you can. We made suggestions, but give what you can, to alleviate some of the pain, and scholarships for students, and just support the mission of Oakwood University.
That's right. And so you can still give. That's what they're saying. Ultimately, you don't have to stop giving, or you don't have to feel like you've missed out on doing your part, because you can still give today. You can go to give.oakwood.edu, or you can text OAKS to 56512, or you can mail in your donation to Oakwood University Development Office, 7000 Adventist Boulevard Northwest in Huntsville, 35896. And also that number, who's at that number calling around this time? I think it's a few people in the office, I'm sure, but the number is 256-726-7508 if you have any questions about giving. So we're really happy that people can continue to give.
Yes,
this is not something that we want to shut down just because virtual alumni weekend is over.
Right,
you can still give, right, Dr. Paula?
And of course, Donna, yes, of course, absolutely. They can still give. We can still give. And the good news about virtuality is that the Oakwood Alumni Weekend continues, because we can go to those same places, those same platforms, and we can still watch much of what happens.
That is great.
Because it's preserved, it's archived. So we encourage you. So one of the things that I wanted to point attention to, there are many, many things, and certainly the 2020 All In, I want to support that. I do that. Prudence and I give. We're not asking people to do things that we don't do. We give to help students matriculate through Oakwood University. But now, if we think about COVID-19 right now, these are very challenging times across our society. And I want to point to something that I think is a historic and special moment that will always live after we finish all of this discussion. But in the context of COVID-19, we have students who are facing uncertain futures. Many of them are worried about how they're going to complete their education.
Yes.
We've got families who are trying to figure out how they're going to make it. Last week, I think the unemployment claims went up to about 16, 17 million people now. A total. And so we're in for a rough ride for the next few months, maybe the next year.
Wow.
One of the things that Virtual Alumni Weekend did, I think, is into all of this potential uncertainty, ambiguity, and even despair. It dropped something, a word of hope.
Yeah.
And that's the Aeolian peace that was done. We shall overcome.
That was beautiful.
So moving. Yes. And we encourage our listeners and others to find it, please, out in social media, and to reflect upon not only the words. Yes, Oakwood University.
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. It's on Facebook. It's on OUVN, and Donna does all of that very well. But to take it and use it as a meditation piece, along with the music and the images, it's a word of hope. This timeless piece. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, I sent Jason a a clip. You know, there've been a lot of these virtual choral pieces floating around the internet, right?
Okay.
So the first one I saw was some country artists who did some really nice things,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So someone sent it to me, and I sent a copy to Jason. Said, hey, you think we could do
that?
something like
Yeah.
this? And he said, yeah. He said, it'll take a little bit. It'll take a little bit, but we'll figure out how to do it.
Yes.
And what they did just completely exceeded
Oh, my,
any expectation or imagination
Oh,
that any of us had.
Right.
And I want to encourage listeners and viewers to look at that piece. It's very moving, very powerful, and very timely.
Yes, it
Very
is.
timely.
It was.
And one of our students was, helped put that together.
Oh,
Kari
wow.
Dixon.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow. Wonderful. So we had all hands on deck for
All
this.
hands on deck.
That's- yes.
If I may say, Donna, that video, there's a moment in the video where you see a young lady with a tear from her eye. When I saw that, this grown man that's speaking to you all this morning, I had to walk away and get choked up. It was emotional for me. Because really, many of these students that were on that video, some of them are seniors. Some of this will be some of the last things that they will do as Oakwoodites, as students, I should say. But it was a tearjerker and very emotional. I encourage everyone to find that video and view it. It is just powerful.
Ms. Howard, did you have a special moment of any of the Alumni Weekend virtual programs? Ms. Howard?
Everything was just. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I enjoyed everything. I watched the two programs, the Friday night and the Sabbath, and they were just spirit-filled, and memory lane always takes you there, even if it's not your year. Even if it's not your year. And the music was just so outstanding, and, can't say enough about it. It was just good. It fed my soul, and I'm thankful.
Amen. Well,
I'm thankful.
anything, Emile, that alumnus can do to support our students at this time?
Yes, there's always something to do. Granted, we have our all-in. There's another thing that we're going to be rolling out very quickly here, that the students are actually, they have sought me out to reach out to alums in a very country conference-driven campaign that they're wanting to clear, and that's our graduating seniors.
Okay.
And so look out, alums. It's coming your way. We're going to challenge all of our alums from our various conferences. The conferences already do a huge thing to the university, but we're going to be looking for some of the countries that can help their students graduate and clear their balances. So look out for that in the next week or so.
Wonderful.
That's going to be really, really another engagement piece we're hoping that our alums will plug into.
And anything the community can do to help?
Yes, absolutely. Of course, we accept all of our donors, and hero and shero donors are certainly needed right now to step forward. Those of us, I said to a young man the other day who's running a business that we are going to stick with you. We're going to stick with you in your business because it's beautiful to see a young black man trying to run his business,
Right.
and we know you need support. So,
Right.
so as long as God blesses us, we're going to bless you. I think that should be the spirit that accompanies all of us. If you have not lost a job, then there's a reason for that. Look back, and however small, in our 2020 campaign, it could be $20.20.
Right.
Do something that says, God, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you preserved me, because there are at least 17 million people right now who have filed for unemployment and don't have employment. So it's not the volume of the gift, it's the spirit in which it's given.
Amen.
And so reach out and go to our website, go to giving.oakwood.edu or give.oakwood.edu or www.oakwood.edu and plant a seed, make a gift. It will bless the next generation. And all of us, I told you, Donna, I have a book of Proverbs.
Right,
I
yes.
collect them from around the world.
Right,
I
yes,
collect them.
yes.
So here's a Chinese proverb.
Okay.
It reads like this. He said, each of us will plant a tree whose shade we will never enjoy. You see
Have
that?
mercy, have mercy.
So when you do something for someone else,
that.
you may close your eyes
love
and
that.
sleep.
Yes.
But that student that you blessed will go on to continue to reach. That's the tree whose shade will touch and bless somebody else.
I love that. What a way to end right there. But before we do that, anything that we need to be looking ahead of coming from Oakwood University? What's coming?
Oh, well,
And what are
yeah,
we
we're getting
planning
ready
for?
for graduation, of course. So we have In Faith selected a date, July 29, August 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, July 29, August 1st. We said about mid-January.
Right.
Right. So that's the date that we're looking at, and that's based on a number of factors. It's based upon the availability of the Von Braun Civic Center. It's based upon a number of different pieces. We are hoping and praying that we can get there. Again, as Dr. Fauci continues to remind us, we don't tell the virus what to do. It tells us what to do.
Right.
Right?
That's
So we
what he
can do the
said.
best
That's
we can.
so true. So
So
true.
I think he's talking to certain people.
Yeah.
Right? I think he's talking to certain people. We don't get to tell the virus what to do. The virus gets to tell us what to do. So we are hopeful that by that point we'll be able to move forward because we do want this celebration for our seniors. Nothing is like graduation. Now God willing, I have to say God willing. God willing, we're going to do this in 2020 because that's
Right,
important to our
right,
seniors as well, that it take place within 2020 because that's their year.
Right.
And
right.
so we're going to be working, and I guess last option would be a virtual graduation.
I was going to go there. I was going to ask you.
Last
Right.
option.
Yeah.
So we're
last
still
option.
planning that just in case we have
Well, we
to
have to stay open
Exactly.
to it because, again, we don't tell it what to do. It
Right.
tells us what to do.
Right. So that's going to be interesting. How do we do a virtual
Well, there are people, if you go
graduation?
online, there are examples of
Oh,
them.
really? I haven't seen
Someone
those.
sent me one that was kind of unique, if
Uh-huh.
not strange. Robots were graduating. No, they were dressed.
Oh,
Have you seen that one? They were dressed
no.
in graduation.
Okay,
Actual
and they had the robots going across
Right,
the
so they
stage
had
with
a-
the person's face.
They had a monitor, and then they
Yes,
flashed the
that's
person's
amazing.
face.
Yeah.
Amazing technology,
Okay,
but horrible
but-
for graduation.
Right. Do we have
Right,
300
right.
and how many graduates?
No, you only need two.
You only need
it
two, so they
it
keep
goes
keeps
back
going
and
around and
forth.
going
It goes back and forth. Someone said, "Here's an idea." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Here's an idea, and there's an idea." So
Wow. They'll all be on some kind of Zoom and they'll see their faces and they'll be able to
Right,
walk through, shake your hand, right?
Right, we're going to find out. We will find out what to do. The Lord will show
Wow.
us. He's always shown us before.
There's always a way. He knows 1,000 ways that we can't even think of,
1,000.
right?
And you heard Paula's quote, right?
Yes.
You heard Paula's quote?
Yes.
That it was in the providence of God. So God has
That's
guided
right.
us through providence.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we'll trust that He'll lead us into the right thing to do on this. But
Right.
but that's the plan right now.
Yes,
That's
we're
the plan.
planning to be live in the Von Braun
That's right.
on July
29th.
29th.
We've
for
made the reservation for the Von Braun
All right
already.
now,
So,
all right now.
So we're doing
We
it
are
in
moving
faith.
ahead,
We're,
yes.
we're doing it in faith.
Stepping out on faith.
All righty. Well, yes, Cheri?
I just want to say one more thing
Yes,
before
ma'am.
we tune off, but we just want everybody to know how grateful we are for them to tune in this weekend, for supporting us this week, this Alumni Homecoming Week, in the Remember theme on all the social platforms,
Yes.
and just really all the participants that made it so special. Teddy Rivers that helped us with the throwback
Oh, yes.
concert and everything, and Dr.
absolutely.
Bird for his collaboration. It's been, and then our advancement team, they worked hard 24 hours a day, it seemed like. And Dr. Pollard, we appreciate you for supporting the advancement team. And
Oh,
we're
it's our
just really,
pleasure.
really grateful to the alumni. We hope that it blessed you. Thank you to the donors. And we'll
Wonderful.
see you next year. We will get to be face to face next year.
Yes, that's what we're praying for, that we will be face-to-face next year, and this COVID-19 will be behind us, and we'll just think about how God brought us over, right?
Amen.
Brought us
He
through.
brought us over.
Thank you guys for being with us for Inside Oakwood University. I'm Donna Baker, and we've been with Dr. Leslie Pollard. We've been with Cheri Wilson. We've also been with Emile Parker, and one of our graduates, the class of 1976. Thank you for being with us, Miss Paula Howard. Thank you so much. And you all keep listening to Praise 90.1 FM WJOU.
Thank you for the invite.